Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. Today we have a new pair of Ultra Boost and we start with the unboxing. Here we can see some of my sizes. You can pause the video if you need. There is a logo, but you'll see it in a second because here you cannot see it well. Here is that logo. As always, we start with the left foot because we want to see both of them. I have to say that I like this kind of ethnic style on this Ultra Boost 1. It's something that I don't see very often, and I think that is quite unique. The leather parts that we can see on this sneaker, they are leftovers, shredded and mixed with some recycled polyester. These sneakers have some fluffy materials that I'm not really crazy about, but here they are. On the back, on the lateral and on the tongue we can find these fluffy materials. And I have to say they are like a trap for everything that is dry. Even my fingers, because they are a bit dry, they keep pulling synthetic fibers from them, you know. That's why I don't like it very much. This will also happen with some dry grass or maybe leaves. The leather material, we can see it has some stitching. At first I thought it was only decorative, but it actually sustains the rest of the knit, so it's important that stitching to last. If you are wondering why I'm saying this, it's because I've seen a picture online in a review on the Adidas webpage on this model, and somebody posted a picture with the leather panel, open it from that toe box, just because that stitching has failed. So I think this should be something to keep in mind if you want to buy them and you are interested on this model. On this particular pair, I have to be honest and say that I didn't have any issues with the stitching or the glue. In the shot we can see the insole, and I think it's the older model because it has a different pattern in comparison with the ones from Ultra Boost 21, 22, even 20. It has a different pattern. And this is how it looks the interior. We can see the footbed. Here we have a thin layer of foam over the boost material. And I find this kind of interior a bit less firm in comparison with Ultra Boost 21 and 22. Here I'm pointing with my fingers where the padded area stops, so that will be how much padded interior you will have inside. In the shot you can see a bit better this kind of fluffy material that I'm saying on the tongue is very obvious. It's much more thicker than the rest of the panels that we find on this Ultra Boost. And finally we have the sole. It has this spider web like rubber material from Continental. We've seen it in the past in many models. From 2021 has changed it. Now it has a different shape. But the compound is not the same. It's not the old one, it's the new one, because it's not that sticky as it was in the past, and I like it a bit better, this one. We seen the torsion system is the classical one. It's different, it's not like the one from Ultraboost 21 or 22. About the midsole, I have to say that is the new one. It's not as soft as it was in the past, so if you had models, older models, this one is not the same like those. And in comparison with Ultraboost 21 and 22, this one doesn't feel as firm as those. Or maybe just because it's less, it feels different. Here we can see the exterior labels, they have few of them. If you want to read what is written there, you can pause the video, obviously. We can see the cage, it has a yellowish color, and I thought maybe that paint, it might be glow in the dark, but it's not the case. We can see here the internal label is on the tongue, it's not like the one from Ultraboost 21 or 22, for example. Yeah, in this shot we can see a bit better how thick is this sole in comparison with my finger. So it has 2 or 3 millimeters thickness. And here without the laces we can see a bit better how this upper looks. The interior of this cage looks like a material very similar with synthetic leather. It's very soft to the touch. If I had to choose one of these two cages from this model and Ultraboost 22 model, I will definitely choose this one because this one is not as bad made like the one from Ultraboost 22. We can see here the thickness of this knit. Here on this drawing, I'm trying to say that the last 2 stitches, they should have been reinforced, you know, like we seen on jeans, for example. That way the ends, they won't open after a while. Also in boots, I've seen something similar with the reinforced stitching. I feel that this error should have been easily avoided from the designing point. We can see here the laces, I think they are the right amount of elasticity, and now the weight on the sneakers. We'll see 2 attempts of every sneaker and both of them because I wanted to have the right values. And as you can see, these ones, they have a bit less weight than Ultra Boost 21 and 22. And now some proper on-feet shots. You can see here the kind of instep that I have and the arch that I have. Here I'm showing with my fingers how wide they have to stay those cages around my instep. So how is the comfort on my feet? Well, they feel very well, good comfort, and the cushioning is quite okay for the thickness that they have on that midsole. In comparison with Ultra Boost 20, 21 and 22, this one, they are a bit more wider, and I do prefer this kind of fit. Here I'm trying to see if the cushioning is exactly the same like the old version or is a different cushioning here. And I have to say the midsole is the one from these days, it's not the older one. So it's a bit firm in comparison with the one from the past. Yeah, in the toe box I don't have any issues. And also they are true to size for me in Adidas. They are exactly the same like other models. We can see here some on-feet shots from a lower angle. Although I did try them here with these shorts, I know that most of you, they will try to use them as a lifestyle sneaker with some jeans. So you will see in few moments having them on my feet with some jeans also. So I think it came the time for pros and cons. For pros, I like that they have a nice silhouette. I like the materials, except those a bit fluffy panels from the tongue and on the back. Otherwise I like them. The colorway is on point. I like the price because it's not as expensive as the Ultra Boost 22. They are not as heavy as Ultra Boost 22. And the cage is much better made this way, the classic way. For cons, like I said before, those panels from the tongue and from the back, from the heel, I don't like them. They are a bit too soft for me. They will trap everything if you are going in the garden or maybe in the park. Other thing will be the stitching around the toe box. They should have been reinforced, the last few stitches. These are the only complaints that I have with them. Otherwise, they are nice looking sneakers. I feel that they should take the time to design them just a bit better, because they always miss something. I mean, you do a clean look, okay materials, and you do that mistake with the stitching. Now I know that many people, they will avoid them just because of that problem with the stitching, because obviously nobody wants after 1 week to see that stitching is opening in the toe box and the leather part stay on air, you know. That is a serious issue and nobody wants to try to do some DIY on them. So my final thoughts on them: you should buy them, you should not buy them. Well, depends on you, obviously. Check the review that I'm saying. I won't post it here because I don't want to have any problems with copyright issues and these things. But it's there online. If you check the reviews, you'll see it. You'll see the picture that I'm talking about and decide by yourself, you know, if you want to take the risk or not. Otherwise, I like them, but there are these two small issues, you know, with the material on the top and the stitching on the toe box. I will end here my review. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. If you have any questions, please let me know. Don't forget to subscribe and please stay safe.